What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to dive into how to get geared up for the summertime. Geared up for the summertime. That is clothing, that is fishing, that's everything that has to do with it. And I just came out with a new line of clothes with Magellan Outdoors. So let's jump back to the house, tell you a little bit about that, and then we're going to walk inside and talk about what all's going on in Academy. All right, so we're here at the bass lair, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things that a must have, okay? The one that I think gets thrown out, doesn't get thrown out enough, and people don't understand enough about it, is actually having gloves for fishing. Sun gloves are phenomenal. Obviously buffs and nut gaiters have been huge, whether you're wearing that and they're attached to your garment, or if you have like these individual gaiters like this one is right here. But one thing that's not talked about enough is gloves and sun gloves. And I designed a pair of sun gloves for Magellan Outdoors that I feel like are the best on the market. First thing that I'm thinking about when I'm like thinking about exactly like what I want in a fishing glove is, of course, you want them lightweight. You want to have grip, and you want them to dry fast. Of course, you want to have the sunblock as well. But I think the biggest thing for me is like, so I'm gonna put these on real quick here. You don't want them to fit real baggy. You want them to be an extension of your hand. So you can see they fit really tight, as well as having some grip right here to where you go make a cast, and if you get it wet, you don't have to worry about your rod flying out of your hand. You know what I'm saying? And that's really important. The big thing about this, being that they're thin, it's another layer of protection from a fin, a hook as well. That's something that doesn't get talked about enough. They're not designed to be like, okay, you can't get finned with these, but they're designed to add another layer of protection from the sun, from the fish. And I can truthfully tell you, from catching a ton of fish, if I go on a fishing trip or a couple-day fishing trip without my sun gloves and without my fishing gloves, like I have nicks and cuts and more wear and tear on my hands than I would ever if I had them on. And so that's just another reason, it's like as an accessory to add this into your repertoire for the summertime fishing trips, whether you're going for a couple of days or you're going for the whole summer and you're gonna go 50 days in this summer, which I hopefully you are. Hopefully you're gonna reel a whole bunch in. But there's definitely one that I would add. It's in my signature series. Now these are actually medium, the small mediums. I normally will go with a larger pair, but I actually accidentally bought the small mediums, and so they actually fit really well, even though my hand's a little bit on the larger side. So I think they'll be fine, and they have that good stretching material. But definitely one that I would add, and you'll see them like they come in like a little deal like this. It's like a small medium. They're like right at 29, 30 bucks. I'll put a link in the description below for you guys to look at that, but definitely something that I would add. Okay. Next on the list is definitely, in addition to an accessory, you need a buff. So whether you're going to utilize a sun shirt with already a neck gaiter attached, or you're going to have an individual buff. I like to have these buffs right here where I could just, mix and match my colors. So say if I, grab like a mixed media top like this guy right here, something green, I can sort of mix and match, add a little flair with that Realtree, storm pattern. So, but the big pet peeve for me, as far as gaiters go, I'll show you real quick here. Biggest pet peeve, okay? I really don't care for like this material is fine, but you really can't breathe through it that well. Like your sunglasses get steamed up really, really bad. It's always frustrating. For me, I want that like holes and cuts, like the diamond cuts into my actual garment. So like when I go here, I have when I'm breathing out of my mouth or my nose, I'm able to actually breathe, and then that air is not going up into my glasses and steam my glasses. Worst thing ever. Don't do it, don't want it. You might as well throw the garment of that dang gaiter or buff away. If it does not have it like that, that's why I said no, we're gonna do it this way, because that's what that's my favorite thing. So comes in like a mask gaiter, Jacob Wheeler, has my logo, Jacob Wheeler signature series, that stuff, but it comes in that color. And they have a lot of other ones in the Magellan Pro lineup that are similar to that. So you guys can get that color you want, but that's the setup there. Now, one thing that I've always wanted to have is shoes. All right, you guys, if you watched me for a lot of years, you guys know I do love a flip-flop. I love a flip-flop. Probably my favorite flip-flops on the market is Olakai is really hard to beat. Grundon's actually makes a really good flip-flop. But as far as boat shoes, I started to wear shoes quite a bit. You know, obviously in the summertime, in the wintertime, I'll be always wearing shoes. But boat shoes, the cool thing about a boat shoe is you have a little bit more support. And I'm gonna be honest with you, my wife got a little irritated that I had a flip-flop tan from heck and back. Like, I'm talking about a flip-flop tan. I'm talking about one that never left from, like, you know when you would go from like between the months of like September to like back to like maybe flip-flop weather in April, I still have a flip-flop tan if I wear shoes every day. Every day. So I've been flip-flopping it back and forth between boat shoes and some flip-flops. You guys know that. So the cool thing about these guys right here, especially if you're like walking around, going on a little trip and walking around, you know, creeks, stuff like that, they actually have some, they have a system where it's like a water distributes, they're like basically like channels. Okay, so basically what I'm saying with that is water comes in the top of the foot, it comes out these holes and these channels on the side. So it helps sort of allow it to dry faster and give you a little bit more there. So that's why it's technically called a boat shoe, but it's also really good for like walking around and you get a little wet, you jump in, you know, you walk in some water, it's gonna dry fast for a shoe. I don't wear socks with these. These are the brand new ones. The Realtree Storm pattern in the back with the blue that lines up with everything else. I mean, it's a really good shoe. I've been wearing it all spring long. You guys have probably seen it. I wore the shoe quite a bit on the boat at Dale Hollow. It's just, you know, to me, it's clean, easy going. Overall, it's a fairly inexpensive shoe. And if you're looking for a boat shoe specifically designed to where it's going to get dry, and you're not a big flip-flop guy or sandals guy, this guy might be for you. So check them out. I don't think they're not in the most stores, so you will have to buy them online, but I'll drop a link in the description below on that. So those are 3 things that you have to go with no matter what. Flip-flop, you're looking for the flip-flop, you're looking for more full protection in your wife's like mine, and doesn't want, you don't want them to flip-flop tans. I'm telling you, it happens. I mean, it is what it is. Last but not least, there's a mixed media top. So this is a mixed media top. This is my signature mixed media top. It has a little bit different, you know, setup. Overall, it's really lightweight. It doesn't have like a button up on the end. So the way it was designed, I mean, unbutton, not like a button up. What I mean by that is it's sort of like more of like a low key. So it is moisture wicking. It is definitely breathable. Has a lot of room where it just sort of gives you a little bit more air and the airflow. I think that's why I really am going to wear this shirt a lot more when I want a little bit more room, right? A little more room. In addition to that, like, you know, when you have that like big Sunday dinner and you're ready to go fishing and stuff, like, you're like, man, I shouldn't need so much. You throw this shirt on. Like, you pop it on, you ain't got to worry about it. You got a lot of room, you got air, and the airflow overall, like, it's awesome. Like, airflow overall, like running down the lake, it just really, where like a sun shirt sticks to you a little bit more and it's not really allowing like a lot of air in there, this shirt's gonna allow a little bit more of that airflow. And I think, you know, it looks pretty solid as far as that goes. It does have my little logo right. Oh gosh, my dang hookup on everything. Come on now. Gosh dang. Now I will say this, I do wear a medium. So I'm a pretty big dude. These run a little bit large. So if you're looking for, if you're about my size, I'm 200 plus, like 200, I range, you know, 205, 210, and I'll, you know, around that range, 10 pounds either way. So if you're like about my size, you might go with a medium if you want a little bit like tighter fit. If you want a little bit light, you know, looser fit, large is the way to go. So comes in black, comes in green, but if you're looking for like a mixed media top like this is definitely one that I would recommend. It has a little bit different material towards the end where you don't have like your button up. It's more like almost not a spandexy kind. It's sort of like a breathable spandexy, like sort of flexible material that I really like, and they did a good job there at Magellan Magellan Outdoors. So that is a few items here, but we're gonna head to the Academy. I'm gonna sort of gear up a couple other things that you might be missing, and you never know what we're gonna find. I mean, you know, it's Academy. We know we're gonna find something. All right, so here we're gonna slide over to the Magellan Outdoor side of it. You guys gotta see some of my gear, and this is where I live at. All right, for those of you guys who are looking for a full setup, this is a Magellan Outdoors Pro Angler Hoodie. It's a Gaiter hoodie, so it has a Gaiter built in. So if you don't want that Gaiter where it has that set up like I had it at the shop, this is gonna be the perfect setup for you. They have white, you know, they have blacks, you have black and gray. Pick which one. I typically go black on cloudy days, even though, and my dad pulled the bad one the other day. He goes, yeah, I don't need no sunscreen, son, it's cloudy outside. It's not how UV works, Pops. It's not how UV works. It's okay. So figuring it out. Okay, that also being said, there's a lot of different things that I grab here, but that is definitely one that I would highly recommend. Another thing that I'm really big on as well, I wear these the majority of the time, the Realtree Cruise, this guy right here. The other thing that's nice about them is he's reversible. So right here you'll see where you got gray on the inside. So say you want to wear this today, tomorrow you want to wear the gray. I'll show you actually. So say today I'm wearing the Realtree Extreme pattern, tomorrow I'm just going with the gray shirt. And then I can just sort of mix and match. So want to wash it one day. Now don't use it 2 days in a row because it might not be smelling the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily, I'm not going to recommend that. There's days I might have had to do that one time and I would not recommend it. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I'll show you guys another one that's like sort of the cool color with that Realtree aspect. It's sort of a nice one because, well, hold up, actually this is 2X. So it's blue inside this one. So it's like a blue, you have the pattern outside, then you get that more of that sky blue on the inside. So yeah, if you're looking at that, I just feel like that's a good value for the money. Gives you 2 shirt options in one. I'm always about that value. All right, so one thing that you're definitely gonna wanna add to your list, if you're a short guy, that's good, but the pants that I wear all the time, you guys get to see this all the time, is the Pro Angler pant, this guy right here. He's really lightweight, breathable, and would highly recommend this in the summertime if you're trying not to have to worry about a whole bunch of sunscreen on all your legs and this, that, the other, and stay fully protected. Pants are awesome as long as they're fairly breathable. These ones are the ones I wear every single day during competition. I actually wear the black ones the majority of the time, but these are the ones that I would highly recommend on the gray side, just because they just don't attract the sun. Or, it doesn't beat down on the, on those pants as much. They don't get as hot as those black ones do. I wear the black ones in my gear, but I do prefer those gray ones. So no matter what your size is, check those out. They are always ones that are high on my list. All right, so the next on the list was definitely the Magellan Outdoors Pro Angler Rain Breaker. When you're out there on the water, middle of summertime, it's hot, all of a sudden what happens? Pop-up storm, what are you gonna do? Man, you forgot your rain jacket. Always have one of these in your backpack or your boat. Rain jacket, just something, right? This guy right here comes in about 60 bucks, really flexible, breathable, and it's a great lightweight rain jacket. So if you do have a pop-up storm, you're not gonna be drenched. And so that is pretty important for sure. All right, so right here are the gloves in store, the Jacob Wheeler gloves, ready to roll, the large, extra larges, and they have some smalls as well. But there again, some color options. I've worn this one quite a bit. It's a Mascator in the red, white, and blue. It's more like, hey man, it's almost 4th of July. Memorial Day's coming up. There's a lot of stuff happening, so you have a lot of options no matter what you want. The Gaiter section, glove section is ready to roll. All right, last but not least, if you don't want to take any of my advice, grab some sunscreen, please. Grab that sunscreen. I spend a lot of time out on the water, no matter I have all this stuff, right? You still have to have sunscreen, take care of your skin. And we want to be here for a long time, reeling these bass in, having fun out there. But I will be, on the serious note, all this stuff is awesome. It helps me. I think that's something that we don't get to talk about enough is clothing and apparel. These pieces of equipment help me perform better out there on the water. They keep me cool. They keep me all ready to roll. And all of these pieces that I shouted out in this video are definitely something that I absolutely love. So hopefully you enjoy this video. We really appreciate you all so much. Check out some of the links below if you're looking for some new gear. And we'll see you on the next one.